Hello and welcome to Subscribed Reviews. This is episode 4 and we're reviewing The Boys season 2 episode 7. And I am Dragoff. I'm here with Wallace,
What
uh,
up?
Patek Philippe,
Yo, Protect Fleet.
and Jay Holland himself.
Yo,
All right. And this is the second to last episode of the season, and it's a good one. And we start with a political warning. We start with an incel
mm,
who's a big fan of Stormfront. And the way you could tell he's an incel, he's like walking through the halls getting ignored. He lives with his mom in the basement. You see that the message is like, but he kills like an innocent store clerk. What did you guys think of that scene?
that whole opening was pretty it was like a nice little window into like propaganda and indoctrination, and that the whole thing is just about fear pretty much. Like he was afraid of soups all because of what Stormfront was saying, or terrorists in general. And it wasn't like, I don't think it was like a coincidence that the clerk was Middle Eastern, and then he saw that his eyes might have lit up a little bit, and then man's freaked out. But I thought it was a good opening.
Yeah, it felt very like realistic, right? Like I don't know. When I looked at it, I was like, damn, this kind of feels like it could happen. Like they could, some misguided person probably's already done something like this before. And if you guys remember, like after 9/11, there's like a lot of hate for
Mhm.
Arabic looking people, and you can only imagine that a lot of unbalanced people decided to take matters into their own hands because of something that they heard someone say online or on TV. So it's pretty like harrowing, and it was very. I think it was a good opening.
Yeah, it definitely reminded me of 9/11, how people from the Middle East who would wear turbans would get like just attacked and beat up just because of their religious background or their culture based upon like 9/11, and people just like Philippe said, taking it into their own hands. So like I thought it was really symbolic of that. So that's pretty much my only take on it. Just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I even heard like the radio sounded like Alex Jones. I was like, oh my goodness, for
I was
real.
like, when I saw that, I was like, damn, how they gonna go on with this episode? Like I felt like that was like a pretty stark opening, but then the episode gets even kookier. Like it gets even
Yeah.
crazier.
And he didn't get caught either. He just like it just ended
Yeah.
with him standing there. So he's still running around somewhere out there.
Yeah. We do see, Stormfront and Homeland to talk about it afterwards, and they do the whole thoughts and prayers thing, and then they condone the guy's actions. They're not associated with it. And he got caught, he got arrested, I guess, from what they were saying. So I'm like, I was like, ooh, but they still pushing on that message though. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna say
Oh,
that
oh,
Homelander kind of looks like Trump to me. I don't know. Just looking at him, he was like
yeah,
a
Trump.
superpowered Trump. This what
Yeah.
when Trump took the steroid that they gave him after he got COVID. This is how he walked up and said, he's like, "I'm not breathing hard. I'm out here. I'm Dick Trump."
Big Trump.
yo.
We'll see. Whatever.
Even Stormfront, she said in one of the I wrote it down. I was watching it. She said, "Keep America safe again." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So the political illusions
Oh,
are
word.
there. Like,
Oh
yeah,
God.
That's who they're supposed
mhm,
to represent, is Trump. Like,
yeah, yeah.
That party.
Yeah.
That.
But they like settled. And if you noticed at the rally, they had the big American flag, but then the banners look like the Confederate flag. If you saw like the stars on the side and the colors, so subtle nods.
Yeah.
It's a good eye. It's a good eye.
Good. Yeah, I think after the rally, Stormfront is looking at a kid, and she's like mooning over it. I was like, "You're so fake, right?" I
Facing
was
hell, bro. She's facing
like,
hell.
but Homelander falls for it, and I think he ends up showing her his son. So you could tell how the son's home life is like by that little Lego display, and he reenacts a movie, and he never seen any of Homelander's movies. He never seen anything outside. Probably has no internet too, and like I guess uh, you know I wouldn't show my son, I guess Homelander's movies, if especially if he like with
it's
the
just
kid.
it's like it's such like an unorthodox situation, anyways, right? Like, because the woman, Butcher's wife, like she knows what a real life is. The kid, he doesn't really understand that. Like he's supposed to be like a kid that was just born. Like he doesn't really get what like a normal human life as a kid is. And like I think she's trying to give it to him, but at the same time, like she's basically in a zoo in a cage, and like she has to like humanize him, but at the same time she's in like kind of like an inhuman type condition. It's like kind of weird.
It kind of reminds me of like those old family traditions of like kind of like toxic families where like the father would be like, oh well, you're coddling our child and make him more of a man. Why is he doing this instead of that? And it's kind of like that where I could kind of identify with Homelander, but at the same time, it's like that's not how you go about that. That's it's not like you don't just get the kid to turn on his mom and yell "F you" and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that little boy at all, and I hope he gets his day.
Wow. That's your boy's son though. That's Homelander's son.
I
How
don't
you gonna say
care. I
that?
don't care.
Yeah, that,
You trying to say
that's real
he trying to
talk.
say
That
your love
lady did
child?
nothing but love him. Yo, take care of him.
Have you seen that lady's face? How can he say no to her?
You know,
Yo, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like the way they did that to him, it was like slick though, because she. Oh, did you see the lasagna? Damn, I forgot what it's called. Maeve's lasagna or something like that that she made for dinner, and Brave Maeve's lasagna. So they really went like we're all in with the marketing campaign. We're like pushing that out with Homelander and Stormfront showing up. Hey, that was kind of freaky because I thought, oh, that means yo Becca about to get iced today. Yo, she ain't making it out of this episode. But then uh, when she left, and you got to remember, Stormfront has been around for 100 years, and she's been like indoctrinating people with propaganda for all that time. So her getting alone time with Ryan was like really bad, and I thought that was like really heavy. Like, oh, he's over for him. He about to turn his mom and kill her. That's about to happen in the next episode or this episode. So I thought that was like a bad scene.
She even convinces Homelander for him. It's better to him to stay there, but Stormfront already
Mm-hmm.
convinced the kid during the time. So
It's over. It's over.
yeah. So yeah, they
it wasn't.
take the kid. Yeah. Wait, what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say like I like this whole the whole thing about Stormfront is like knowing that she's like old as hell, like, and that she's involved with like kind of the creation of soups. She's like being like the first soup. I feel like she set this up for now. Like she's a lot smarter than she tries to let on. I really think that this is her plan all along. She wanted the whole thing to happen, like to have like a superpower family.
You know what? She out here playing 3D chess right now, and I believe it. I believe it.
She even knew he was the first natural born superhero.
Yeah, I feel like when she saw him, she didn't even look phased to me. She wasn't like, oh my god. She was just like normal. Like,
Yo, the way
That's
she
true.
was like overstepping her boundaries though, and like, no, it's okay, we can do this. I'm like, yo, like this is the foulest thing I ever seen. It's crazy.
So the theme of this episode is very father heavy,
Mhm.
and Butcher sees his like he goes to see, I think his mom calls him and he goes to see his mom and his mom tricks him to seeing
Oh
his
yeah, she bamboozled that man. Yo.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
yeah.
No.
Their dad, him and his dad have a very interesting conversation where they explain, all right, I think his dad talks about beating him and his little brother, and he's telling him that he made him that way. And I seen another show do something like this, and they were like we're trying to reference LeBron, and then
Mm.
his dad coming back to him, like a what if scenario, and then he's like, the guy was saying, "Who put that chip on your shoulder, boy? It was me. It was me that I made you this good." I was like, "Damn, he's trying to take credit for that." That's
It
so
kind of
crazy.
sounds like
That reminded me of something like
that
that.
game or something like that.
Yeah.
When
And I was
Denzel
like,
Washington was talking to Ray Allen.
yeah, and then I think we find out something about his brother if you guys want to talk about that. But what do you guys think about that interaction
So
where
I did
I
like a
mean,
little research yesterday. So like the episode title was named after the comic book.
The butcher, the baker, the canister maker.
Yes, nerd. So it was named after that. And in the comic book, he actually pees on his father's casket. And
uh,
I like the fact that they didn't actually do that, but like they kind of still kept the same theme and same story like the comic did. So I haven't read the comic yet, but that's like the only thing I know from the comic. So.
Okay.
I mean, we found out what happened to Lenny too. They said Lenny killed himself, if I'm not mistaken, because he was like too weak. And I forgot what the whole thing was. I think the Romulus and Remus thing, where the raised by wolves, one of them became emperor and the other one did not because he was too weak, he wasn't strong enough. So I got kind of those vibes when I was watching this episode. And the fact that his father's like literally like he's a prick. He's a prick. Like he literally brought his son all the way over there to say, "Look at you." He just antagonized him so that we can get a rise out of him and see Butcher would do something, and he did. So it's crazy. Like, see, I made you this way. Lenny would never do that, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. This whole episode was savagery. It's just straight savagery.
Thought he's gonna throw him over the
Me
balcony.
too.
Oh, we saw Frenchie talk about his father and him losing his mind, and then that pushed him towards his mother, opening back to Kimiko, you know. And Kimiko teaches him his first line. It's like, yes, they're slowly getting back on the
Bonding,
same
slowly
page.
bonding.
Yeah.
I hope that like he uses that in the future. Like something's gonna happen. He's gonna need a gun, and he's gonna be like, and then she's gonna know, and she's gonna give him the gun. So we'll see. See, I learned that too.
I think Mother's Milk. He's in both halves. He's trying to get revenge for his father, but he also, Mallory tells him that he needs to get back with his daughter. So yeah, so you see a little glimpse of everyone's fathers as affecting their lives. So we see Huey. He's okay. He's getting fixed up by Mother's Milk, and they have all their tasks, and he has to take care of Lamplighter. And they watch a bunch of parodies together.
Yeah,
What do you
female
guys
parodies.
What do you guys think of that scene?
That scene was hilarious because he was just sitting there the whole time, this mad show, and he knows that he's gonna get got, so he chooses to spend his last days watching pornography parodies with your boy Huey, and Huey was just not comfortable with it at all. And then Lamplighter started talking about his father, and he mentioned I think he said he was like a prodigy. He like burned down his house at 4, and his dad was so proud of him. But I don't know many fathers that'd be okay with their kids burning down houses at 4 like that. I would think you were a prodigy. You probably go to the orphanage after that. So I wasn't too enthused about that, but it was a interesting like setup between the two of them. Like they're two opposites basically.
Yeah, in this one, it's kind of interesting because in the comics, a lot of the themes about the superheroes that they're all like sexual freaks in a way, like they're all really into sex and they masturbate all the time. So like a lot of the themes in the comics is like they're always like watching porn and doing something pornographic. It's kind of interesting that they brought that into the TV show. And like also in the parody, there's a character that's in the comic, but he's not in the. He's a member of the Seven, but he's not in the show. So they kind of like snuck him in there in the episode. It was pretty interesting. Like I think for like that comment about him being a prodigy, I think like his dad was proud of him, but he kind of like later on now he kind of realizes that he was an experiment basically. And he's like I was really proud of this. You know, I was basically like a scientist.
And that reminds me of like remember Avengers again, allusions to the Avengers. Remember Tony Stark and Cap got into that argument, and then he said like everything special about you came out of a bottle. Like, all these people are gravitating. They're starting to realize that. Yeah, they're starting to realize that, and it's getting to them. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, and then Huey talks about his dad, about how after the divorce, or I don't know what happened to the mom. That leaves my mind, but his dad got depressed, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be like my dad." Or
I think she
he
passed.
thought his dad.
Like,
She
Yeah, she
passed.
passed.
Yeah, she
yeah,
passed
like
away.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna be like my dad and get depressed, and then he thought his dad was gonna do something after that, but his dad didn't end up doing anything. But yeah.
He made his dad seem like a loser. I mean, his dad. Anytime he saw his dad was nothing but supportive of Huey.
Yeah. But
I think he was just trying to like relate to Lamplighter to like build empathy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
he didn't care.
that's what I think it was. He was just trying to like get it, I feel you, man. Like I get you. I get where you're coming from.
They can't.
But I feel like he didn't. He didn't actually get it.
to someone say they did it with a friend before they were watching, I was like, oh, yuck. And then I was in a situation where I was stuck, and I was like, oh no, why are we doing this? I was
That's
like,
very
so
questionable.
that was weird.
Yeah,
But two
that's
girls
real
were
question.
there, so two girls and it was me and some other dude, but it was all in the car too.
In
And
the
I was like, oh
car.
my god, yeah.
He
I
was
was
gonna
like,
pay my
Driving,
ride, but then he
driving
had
from
like
the
massive
theater.
rippers.
well, no, someone that we know was there, so,
Cars.
but I can't,
We gonna talk
I
after
can't,
this episode. We gonna
I'm not
talk.
actually
I can't mention her name, so.
We gonna talk.
When they're watching all of that, Huey gets uncomfortable because they watch. He wants to watch a porn with Starlight's name on it. But then he sees that Starlight was captured, and they say that she's a spy.
I was so mad at her mom. Like
Yeah,
I was like, damn it. Like, but I guess it's kind of like Starlight's fault. She hasn't told her like this whole kind of like there's this whole secret kind of like spy shit going on, and
Big
her
brother
mom's
thing.
trying to be like a mother, I guess, but still be like she still wants that vault money. She wants to be in that umbrella, and I think she doesn't understand what she's doing is actually harming her daughter, and then she gets them captured.
Yeah, she's like, I told them that I was meeting up with you an hour ago. And I'm like, well, she about to get captured. SEAL Team 6 about to come in. It's over.
SEAL Team
And
6
she's
and
trying
Black
though.
Noir.
Yeah, she's trying though. She's trying to her mom is really trying to put it out and try to like rebuild the relationship. It's just she keep messing up, and that was a big mess up because they both got captured. So that means they both would have got killed if Huey didn't show up. Oh.
yeah. Your boy Black Noir came up, knocked her ass out. If because the gas
Mm.
didn't knock her out.
It's like,
She was taking them hits though. I'm not gonna lie. She got hit pretty hard, but she was
Yeah.
alright. Edward, how do you feel? It's like two of your favorite characters fighting each other.
yeah, no, it was enjoyable though.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, so Huey convinces Lamplighter to help him out. They eventually start going there. But before we see that, we see Maeve and her significant other at the time. They're talking about what she saw, and she can't be with Maeve anymore. And yeah, it was a tense conversation. Then when she flipped the table, I was like, "You're done, Maeve. You're done. You're scared." You know? If you had a chance to save it, it was before that.
Like just eat these tacos. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Everything's normal. Everything's okay.
I
It's
got
not okay.
food. I got food. You can just eat these. Listen.
It's Tuesday. Eat the tacos. Yeah, she's tight. Yeah, she spiraled though. Like when she spiraled. She spiraled out of control.
She said she was bi. They didn't want to brand her as bi, and now they regretting. And when the girl rocked it, she was like,
I mean,
"It's
but then
not
you gotta
on brand."
also. But then, yeah, it's not on brand. But then you gotta also think like Maeve was probably out buying at the supermarket, and then she sees all those Brave Made products everywhere, and that probably digged into her head a lot. Because then she can't really be out like she wants to be, because and the fact that her girl saw her dirty laundry basically, and then it was over after that.
Yeah, it's no real coming back from that. Like that was a plane full of people.
She's still thinking about like, damn, with everything you did on that plane, like it's not. I can't just like go back to loving you like the way I loved you before. Like I know this thing about you now is kind of different.
We also meet the Deep and A Train. Now they're better friends. So.
He got him that little that goldfish.
Yeah.
As a peace offering. I was like, yeah, my man got him a goldfish. I wonder what he's gonna talk to the goldfish about. But he said, oh, he just knows my name.
And the Deep introduces him to his wife. They meet the head of the church, and he said he's gonna have a meeting with the head of Vought, and then he told them not to talk to Hawk anymore. Because Hawk got excommunicated from the
This just feels like the scam is like this is like what these cults are like, like they make all these promises, and then once someone is like, once they're like not part of it, they're shunned, they're excommunicated, they like turn on them, and everybody has to turn on them. And if you don't, you're not gonna be part of the group. And I think A Train's starting to see that. He's like, nah, I don't like this. He's not messing with it.
Hopefully he doesn't drink that Fresca, because like the Deep was he was so nice. He was so nice. And then when the guy said no, he was toxic. Yeah, actually was.
Yeah, that Fresca. Yeah, no. I thought that was really wild too. With and it was the guy's birthday too. And then you'd think he'd be focused on celebrating, but he's like, yo, you guys know Eagle? And they're like, yeah, he's such a great guy. Like, no, he's a fit. He's an outcast. We don't mess with him no more. That's it. and that's it. And he's like, he's
Yeah.
weirdo. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that actually kind of resonates. Like can't say why on camera, but yeah, I think there's more to that guy, and I just want to know what their plan is with that the whole cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I need to know how they connected the whole story, and it's gonna be big for
Yeah.
next season. So I'm
Hopefully.
hyped for that.
Yeah, so now we get into the Huey and the Lamplighter. They're in the Vaught facility, and Lamplighter goes to where all the statues are because he hasn't been in there for a while, and he's been such a big member of the Seven. And like we see in a scene in the first season that they were tearing down the statue. His statue's not there anymore, and he's so upset. And I was like, why are you so upset? You're about to tear this place down. And then he's like, he lights himself on fire. And
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like,
Yeah,
why?
that was
Why are you doing this?
I just want to say, everybody that's ever worked someplace knows a secret way to get into that place that nobody else knows if they don't work there. I thought it was funny that he's like, oh yeah, we used to come in here all the time.
They used to bring
me
girls
and
here all the
used to
time.
use this exit all the time. And then for him to just self emulate like that, I did not see that coming. I did not expect that. That was nuts. I thought he just came to help Huey.
Yeah,
But
I thought he
he's
didn't
like,
want to be the
no.
cuck.
Yeah, like he
Yeah, I
had a
didn't see that
redeeming
coming at
moment
all.
finally, but he was like, that's who I am. This is who I am. And you're gonna watch me burn. Like, wow.
And I
Yeah,
thought, I guess his powers don't make him fireproof. I thought he was fireproof for some reason.
Yeah, right?
That's what I thought too.
same.
I thought
When he
awesome.
died, I like had to rewind. I'm like, what did I miss just now? Like, why would?
Yeah. Saying that, I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
It's the same guy.
yeah. It just was against everything his character was like building up to. I'm just
Yeah.
Like, I'm
I mean, I guess
gonna redeem myself.
I guess he
Wrong.
was more
I'm not-
depressed than I
Yeah.
thought.
Baby, this move is the move. This is good for us. No more smoky subways, no more crowded subways, no more noise.
Yeah, we traded in subways for what? Teslas and Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. Hey, I thought I was burying your trading those chicks.
Oh.
It's a beautiful day in the state.
We had it.
Hi, television neighbor. I'm glad we're together again.
Thank you for the sponsorship by Karen. All right, Anthony, where were you starting off?
We just finished talking about Lamplighter. Like we were talking about Lamplighter catching fire, right?
Catching Fire, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So, for in regards to Lamplighter, it's like he kind of knew what was gonna happen to him. He knew that he was gonna, get God in the end if he testified. So it wasn't really out of the norm for him for someone like that to just throw everything away because it seemed like he had like an in, like he knew exactly what was gonna happen to those people that during the trial. I think he had an idea, but he still helped Huey get into the building and got him that far. That's further than he ever would have got.
he seemed to me like he was on a road to redemption, but it didn't. It never really occurred to me. I guess maybe I should have picked up on some of the clues that he was so ego driven to the point where that statue meant so much to him, and that he would kill himself like that with his own powers.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like it's kind of funny in the way that like by him killing himself, he like set off the alarms and that allowed all the things like all the doors to open and stuff like that, and like it just caused chaos and helped Huey. Like even though he died, he helped him like at least 3 times.
Yeah.
That's true.
Helped him more than he probably would have alive.
Yeah, exactly. Like if he seemed like kind of a jerk, but he was like trying to redeem himself from that image of himself. He's like, all right, I'm gonna help Huey. I'm not gonna be the cuck this time. I'm gonna go be the hero. And then he's like, nah, fuck it. Torch it up.
Yeah, I thought that scene was funny though because you got a prisoner in like the secure area of the basement, and you would like assume that the doors would stay locked because someone could just walk in and pull some dumb kid and like on a vault visit or something, be like, I'm gonna pull the fire alarm. Pulls the fire alarm and releases a freaking prisoner that could like destroy everything from downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that the security system needs to be updated in that place. You know, I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, so the doors just open
Yeah.
for a fire alarm.
I guess she absorbed enough energy to like, because of that whole alarm and the alarm system going off.
Yes,
Yeah,
give
she was good at that.
Starlight your energy.
Yeah.
Not Goku. Got
Her
it.
powers are actually pretty useful. Like she can like suck the electric energy from anything that.
So
You know,
she would be
produces it
kind of a
and use it.
counter to Stormfront. So we'll see if they fight.
Ooh, good job.
Yeah, that's a good eye, George. It's a good eye.
Yeah.
Speaking of fighting, Black Noir tries to take her ass back to the cell, sneak attacking her. When he's about to get her ass, Maeve got his ass.
Yo, she was eating that though. That fight was crazy. She was eating those
Scary,
punches
man.
and those throws.
Yeah.
Starlight's really durable. I didn't think she was that durable, but she was holding her
Word.
Don't
own.
sleep. Don't sleep.
I think she
got hit by a fucking bullet.
a 50
sniper bullet.
caliber bullet or something. She did get shot.
Mhm.
It's kind of nuts, right? Like you're this strong. Like she was eating those like nothing, and then I can't believe he's allergic. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, what's she stuffing in his mouth? And I was like, she's like, he has a peanut allergy. I was like, damn, it makes sense now because in the other episode, that tech lady offered him almond joy when he spied on Butcher. He threw it in the he said throw it in the garbage.
He didn't want to touch it. He didn't even want to touch it. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
The real actors are allergic to nuts. That's where they got it from too. So.
Oh,
and we
okay.
see his face. He's black.
You see a little, yeah, see his face a little bit.
Black Noir is black, which now we can tell Edward because they're moving away from the
That was my
comics.
theory.
I knew he was black from behind the scenes photos.
Nah,
but the comic book.
But in the comic book,
Mhm.
You guys want to reveal who it is? Who
He's
he
a
was?
clone.
He's a
Oh
clone.
yeah, spoiler.
No. It's not a spoiler. They're raging off the rails. So
Okay, all right. So he's a clone of who?
In the comics, he's a clone of the Homelander. I'm gonna spoil it for you right now.
so
He's a clone of the Homelander, and he was only part of the team as insurance to kill the Homelander in case he ever went rogue. That's his purpose in the team.
But he made Homelander go rogue
But
because
he
he was
made
tired of
Homelander
waiting.
go rogue because
Yeah.
Homelander was actually really good. Like he was actually fine. But then Black Noir was so like deranged about this. So like, you gave me a mission that I can't complete. So he made the Homelander go rogue. But I don't think they're gonna go this way in this show.
Nah, I don't think so. I think when we go into spoiler season, we're going to spoilers. I'll put out a theory.
Well, let's not jump
We
into
won't do.
We're gonna spoil everything.
That little bit of information was still a lot for me to digest.
Yeah, it was so funny that like Maeve just put it in his mouth. Like he's allergic to it, and she
He
just
allergic-
walks away.
He's like
She
the tree
kicks
nuts.
He goes for the EpiPen. Yeah.
Bro,
She kicked it.
she's savage. She kicked the pen off his hand. She's like, "What you out here?"
Yeah.
Yeah, Maeve doesn't give a fuck now. So. But she chooses to stay, and it's leaving with Starlight. She's like, "Leave with me." I was like, "Ooh, brave
They're gonna
Maeve,
die next episode.
brave Maeve."
What's over next episode? Yo, that last scene was crazy.
The last scene for
I
this
did not
movie,
expect that.
that court scene. That court scene
Mhm.
reminded me of the
Yes.
court scene in that Superman movie, but instead of the whole building blowing up, heads were popping.
Your boy, Shockwave got too, yo.
Word, Shockwave.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, who you guys think was doing all that?
I don't know.
man.
It's not Cindy.
It's
It
not
can't be
Cindy.
Cindy.
It can't. I don't think it's Cindy.
That seems
I
like
think
her
it's the
power
truth.
though, but she wasn't. I don't think she's around unless they like got her.
Yeah,
And
and
they
trained
do
her
it,
to do it exactly like that.
Yeah.
She looked too crazy to do
seems-
all that
She's
precision
too
stuff.
perfect to be her. But it could be a new soup that we just don't meet yet.
It was funny when the Deep was like, oh, am I next? Yo, people get off. Yo.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't kill the congresswoman.
That's
Yeah,
true. Yeah, I agree.
I was
They
like,
probably
Newman,
keep
yeah.
her, yeah. They're
I thought
probably
they
keeping
were
her
going to
alive
kill
for
her.
a reason.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because I noticed they put the camera on her, kind of focused on her
Mm-hmm.
to make you think she was gonna die, but she didn't.
but they,
Yeah, it's funny how Homelander and Stormfront are standing there mad chill, looking around like, this is normal.
I was like, this is
Ain't
not
nothing
gonna
new
Yeah,
happen
about
to
this.
us.
Because
that
they
was kind of
can't for them.
unsettling for me.
It was unsettling for them too, but they in that situation they can't do anything to save anybody because they don't know how their head's exploding, so they can literally just
Yeah.
stand there.
But if you were there and you survive, you're traumatized for the rest of your life. Like, realistic.
We all traumatized, man.
But
Yeah, it
none
shocked
of
me.
the boys got hit, right? Like none of the
Yeah,
characters.
no.
Nah, they're
Just that-
silent. They were all together watching the hearing in
The shock
in
wave.
the shop.
Yeah,
Butcher
but
was
I saw
pissed though.
how
Butcher
you
was
see his
mad.
head split open. Like, I was like, oh god.
I knew that was gonna happen. I thought something crazy was gonna happen when Vogelbaum showed up, because Butcher finally got him to like show up because he threatened his daughter, and he probably thought like, yo, Butcher's crazy. He probably will kill my daughter and my family, so I'm gonna go. Because Mallory went there originally to get him to testify, but he said no.
Yeah.
But when Butcher showed up, he like drove across his lawn and disrespected that man in his house. And then when he showed up, shit is over. That whoever the leader of the hearing, his head blew up, and from there, everyone else did.
I don't know how this leaves. Like, you said this was the second to last episode.
Yeah, next episode
there's
is the
one
last
more
one.
episode after this.
Okay.
Friday.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the last episode. I feel like they got a lot to do, a lot to say, and to wrap this whole thing up.
Yeah, that's gonna.
It's gonna be crazy. I predict that
Just
Maeve
one.
is gonna die next
Mhm.
episode.
Maeve's gonna
Maybe.
die.
Maeve's gonna die, and
Probably.
I think Black Noir is actually a clone of Edgar. I'm gonna say that.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, the black.
Because he got control of him. I think we mentioned it before, but it's a hit confirmed now. But yeah, Maeve's definitely gone. I think a few people are actually gonna die next episode.
Yeah, I feel like Edgar and the church are up to something, and
Mhm.
he's probably gonna have like a internal war with Stormfront too. So like, because he's not part of the culture, you know, or her culture. So there
They
might be
keeping they
infighting
keeping
there.
him around.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know,
just
man.
keeping him
Like, I
around.
don't have any predictions.
But yeah.
I think this last episode kind of blew me away, in a sense, and it kind of everything I thought was gonna happen in this show obviously hasn't happened. Like, I got to throw everything out the
Yeah.
window. Like, I'm
They,
still surprised that they haven't got a Compound V in their system yet. Like, they haven't used it themselves.
which tells me
I don't
that's
know
all.
what they're gonna do in this, but there's gonna be like a reckoning, I think, for everybody. So there's gonna be a moment where everyone's gonna come together, and there's gonna be a lot of fireworks gonna happen.
Yeah, I think I agree. They're gonna have to take it eventually, but the thing wasn't in comics. I think it just increased their stamina and strength. But I think they're gonna actually get individual powers. Supposedly, maybe we'll see.
Yeah. Maybe like an injustice, right?
Mhm. They start
But
hunting supers then.
I feel like it's still a long way to go with this series. I think we'll probably at least have 2 more seasons, if anything. And
Yeah, I mean, it's an Amazon Prime series. I never watched an Amazon series except Vinland Saga. I was only one season, I think 1 or 2 seasons, and I don't know what they're like producing their shows. I know Netflix, sometimes they'll invest money into the show and they'll finish it at a certain point. Like, they try to get multiple seasons. We're on season 2 of The Boys. I hope they keep going and they do, to develop the story more and bring in more, like, more characters. And I hope they do, keep going at it and keep throwing money at it. I think it's good.
They're
think
getting
the
a spinoff
difference-
going, so they have to.
Yeah, I think the difference between Amazon's approach with series versus Netflix's approach with series is Netflix, they cancel their shows after 2 to 3 seasons based upon them trying to maintain their budget to produce other shows. So like what's the show? The OA. Like, that show is really good. It got canceled, and a few other like really good shows got canceled. So with Amazon is like they have the budget to do it. So like they don't mind continuously building and not worrying about having to cancel because of budget. So and also like I know I said this before, but if you liked The Boys, like definitely check out Hunters. It's just like it.
yeah.
Is that the one where they go after the Nazis? and like
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the action and gore is the same as The Boys.
I see. Yeah, so like Amazon they need to build up their library, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try to make this a little longer. And every network has a superhero show, right? HBO has the Doom Patrol, which I started watching. The first season's good. Second season,
and they have
somewhat.
Watchmen, right? At one point.
Watchmen. Oh yeah, Watchmen. I
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah, they
watched
did have
that yet.
Watchmen.
Yeah, and then like Netflix has the Umbrella Academy.
Mhm.
So
And
that
I've been seeing like advertisements for The Boys everywhere now.
everywhere. Yeah. The algorithm is in.
Merchandising about to hit too. So
Yeah,
we're gonna pump out like
it's definitely getting more popular. So
Mhm.
by itself. So I'm excited. So thank you for watching episode 4 of Subscribe Reviews. Uh, uh,